Hello guys, my name is Abi with Foshty, and today I have Ijeoma Batram with me. Hi Ijeoma, thank you for joining us on Foshty. As always, this is where we talk to young African immigrants about their experiences, their perspectives, and really just their thoughts on managing life, being sometimes from two different continents, and experiencing life here in the US. Thank you again for joining us, and this is Foshty.
Thank you.
So hi Ijeoma. Hey, how are you?
I'm great, girl. How are you?
I am well. So I usually start the conversation off with the question about home. Where do you call home?
I call home Nigeria.
Nigeria?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you, well, were you born in Nigeria?
I was born in Lagos. Came to Houston when I was the age of 6.
Oh wow, okay.
So I've done all my schooling here in America.
Right.
Just about.
Right, but you still consider Nigeria home?
Absolutely, because I was raised in a Nigerian household.
Okay, alright. So sometimes that's really what determines that. Even though you're living in the US, if your family has been very Nigerian in the upbringing, it still feels like home.
It does, definitely still feels like I'm back home.
So moving here at 6, do you remember anything about that? Do you remember anything about the transition for you?
School was rough.
Early on, you could
Oh yeah, absolutely. School was rough.
What was rough about it that early?
The teachers were different.
Really?
The teachers were different, and my classmates were different.
Okay.
Because I wasn't given the, all the luxuries.
Okay.
So
luxuries
in terms of like shoes and
backpacks,
clothes and the pretty hair.
The material things.
Yeah, the material things.
Okay.
I had my hair braided. My mom, I was clean, very neat. My mom braided my hair every weekend, conditioned it every weekend.
Yeah.
But it wasn't accepted, I didn't have the pretty braids like all the other girls. The plaids were different.
Right.
The
style of the braid was
totally different.
I can understand that.
So I would get picked on, and at that time I didn't hit my growth spurt just yet.
Okay.
So I was a little tiny little thing. Oh yeah, it was definitely smaller. The teachers took a liking to me very quickly.
Okay.
Because I was different. I had an accent. I was quieter. But I enjoyed learning. And I enjoyed making people proud of me because I accomplished something
good. And that's what our culture also does. That's the making people proud of you.
Yeah, so that was my goal in
Right.
elementary school.
Right.
And, growing up, my parents would always say that your teachers are like your parents. So you respect and love them the same way you respect and love your parents.
Right.
So I had that growing up. So when you see other kids doing certain things, it's like,
this is not what you would do to your parents.
Yeah,
so
you wouldn't do this at home, so why would you do that here?
That is a good perspective.
Yeah.
When you said the teachers were different, and that was part of what made it challenging, were there specific experiences that...
They were more loving.
They were more loving?
Yeah, in terms of, Nigerians really don't show affection that
we
well.
Use force. We kind of teach
exactly.
Force. Yeah.
So everything is like a scare tactic for the most part, and you get in trouble, you get hit, or some kind of reprimanding. Thank you. Happens.
Yeah.
But in Houston.
Yeah.
You still get reprimanded.
Yeah.
You still get, in trouble,
yeah.
But it's not a hitting factor.
It's not there's no
physical
force. Right.
Yeah, there's no physical force that scares you. They'll sit down and talk to you, okay, Ijeoma, this is why you're in trouble. This is why you don't do this. This is why you're disrupting other classmates and and so on. So it's an education behind different behaviors.
Right.
Whereas in Nigeria,
versus just
shut up, sit down, be quiet.
Do as I've told you.
Exactly. We don't have time.
Don't really question or try to understand the rationale behind what I've told you to do.
Absolutely.
Do you have any opinions about that now as an adult? Because it's one of those things where I have spoken to a few people where we talk about culture, and sometimes the desire to sit and wait until you're given direction versus here, it seems in the West, people are more self-driven and take more initiative. Is that something that you would say you've maybe observed Have you visited Nigeria often?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
So have you been able to observe that perspective or have some thoughts on that?
I like that I can see beauty in both,
Okay.
right? When you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it's always good to have reinforcements, positive and negative,
Right.
and so it builds character for the person.
Okay.
But also, it's also good to open up that dialogue and help with communication, because I feel like as we get older, communication is very, very key for all of us.
Absolutely.
So you foster that as a child grows up. It's easier for them when they become adults.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't like this, I like this, versus sheltering everything in
Right.
and holding everything in. I feel like when you open up that Pandora's box,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
it just gravitates more to a more freelance
Right.
kind of environment.
Okay. And when you say the Pandora's box, I mean sort of the self-driven or the self-initiative way you say I'm going to explore everything that's about me and myself versus what I should or should not
Right.
do. what
I will do
society-
what my mom and dad tells me to do
Right.
versus what I really have passion in.
Right. Right.
So-
this is what I desire to do.
This is what I really
versus-
want to do versus what society or my parents tell me to do, because this, at the end of the day, this is my road that I'm walking and I'm driving.
And this is your life.
This is my
ultimately
life.
your
Yes.
Great. Well, I'm gonna circle back to that eventually. So I'll just kind of start from 6 years old and move forward. And
Okay,
eventually we'll come back
absolutely.
to
Let's
that.
do it.
Because I think that becomes very powerful as a young professional, as an adult, where you get to decide what have I been taught to do versus what am I choosing to do. But as I said, we'll come back to that. So between 6 and of course just growing up here in school, at what point did you realize that you were not just different in how you looked and sort of the material things that were given to you, but culturally, that I am actually different and there is no way I can become what you are? Did you have that moment early?
That moment came when I started school in America.
Right away?
Yeah, but the food, the way I dressed, the way I walked, the things that I was told at home versus
Yeah.
the things that I was seeing outside in public.
Yeah.
There was so many different things going on. It's like, okay, information overload here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It wasn't until I became in my middle school, mostly high school,
Mm-hmm.
where moved from Alief, Southwest Houston, into the Fort Bend area.
Okay.
Again, it's a different demographics of people,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, okay, wait, no. Let me apply the things that I've learned from home and also learn from other people.
Right.
Because there's gems in both.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I knew from the first going in that I was different.
So sort of a point of reconciliation in some ways that came around high school.
Yes.
Was there a trigger for that? Did something happen? I know you mentioned sort of being picked on early elementary school, middle school, but was there a point where you thought, okay, now this is how I can balance these two worlds that I'm dealing with?
It was just, it's funny that there was not one thing that triggered it.
Okay.
For me, it's just life experiences.
Okay.
And the people that as I take my journey, the people that come in and leave.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I take pieces of things, the different experiences and the different relationships that I build with people.
Right.
And it basically molds me to who I am now.
Yeah.
Because I learn from people, I'm like, oh man, I never thought about something,
Right.
or I'm
Right.
like, oh no, I don't like that.
Right.
You know?
Like, this is good for you, but it doesn't work
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
It
So
doesn't
it's just
take-
that chiseling of, okay, let me get to the real IJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was not like one defining moment that just like
Okay.
Shazam, it happened. You
Right.
know?
Okay. So my other question, between high school and college,
Yes.
would you, at that point, if you can remember, and there's a reason why I'm asking this, so we'll see where it takes us, would
Okay.
you define yourself as American or Nigerian between high school and college?
Neither.
Neither. Okay, tell me more.
So I say neither because I was just me.
Okay.
And at that time I was going by my name Doris.
Doris.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I got that name because that was my dad. My dad was a big Doris Day fan.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So, was that your
Yes.
first name initially?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my first name is Doris.
Doris.
Middle name is Ijeoma.
I see.
And my last name is Batram.
I see. Okay.
So I was going by Doris for many, many years.
Up until?
Up until after After college, after my second degree.
After your second degree,
Yeah, after
then
my
you
second
start.
degree. I
Okay.
started going by Ijeoma.
What caused the switch?
That's when I started defining myself as a true African woman.
Huh, okay. What happened to actually say, and I smile because, not to interject or cut you off, at some point in my experience, I went by the name Diane. That's my middle name.
Yeah.
It's my middle name. My mother decided when I moved to the US that Ezewine would be too much of a challenge.
Thank you, it's easier.
And I needed to fit in, and it's easier for so it made me more palatable, I guess. And it felt like really a different identity, which is weird because I was already 13, 14, so I had to sort of go through this internal transition. And having a name that, honestly, I didn't even remember, now becoming my first name that people would call me, and I'm looking around like, oh wait, that's me.
That's me.
And I think I was in college or just about to be done with college. No, yeah, it was in college that I switched my name.
Yeah.
But I had reasons, and there were other reasons. So I'm curious, what was your driving force?
The driving force for me, because growing up, you know, my parents, again, I tell you that was very different from other people because they would call me Doris, and it was just, it was like a roll call.
Yeah.
But Doris was not my identity. It didn't fit.
You just knew it.
It just didn't.
Yeah.
So I did it to make other people comfortable.
Yeah. Make yourself more acceptable
Yeah,
to others. Yeah.
because that's what Igbo parents wanted when they brought us to America.
To fit in.
To fit in.
Yeah.
So
don't shake things up. Don't question things.
Just sit. And they knew growing up my daughter's going to be a shaker. They knew it.
Yeah.
So when, you know, throughout high school, everything was great. I was going through the movements. I was doing things as my parents wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Had great scores.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, my conduct was kind of shaky because again, that's that Ijeoma coming out. You know,
my personality
is coming out, but I had to keep it under wraps because I have to be
Taurus. It is very different.
nice
Taurus.
Yeah. So, but I'm not saying that I'm not nice, but
it's a different persona.
It's a different.
It's just, it is. We sometimes underestimate the power of the names we give people.
Thank
you. Know? And
I tell people that all the time.
Have such meaning.
It's a very powerful name.
It's very different. So I totally understand.
When I tell people this, they're like, "What? No." And so when I tell people my name is Doris, I'm like, "Who?"
I know. If you told me that, I mean, if you told me Doris, I'm
no,
like,
what's your real name?
Exactly. Like, Doris. Okay.
So when I hit college, I was done with school. I was starting to work. I was like, you know what? I am who I'm happy with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like more is coming.
Yeah.
I don't know what that more is, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. So, okay, finish.
So when that more, the first thing for me was like, okay, are you truly a Doris or are you truly Ijeoma from Mbano? You know, like, is that where you're from, or are you from Houston from, you know,
from
the H-Town, you know, the SWAT, you know, A-Leaf. I'm like, yeah, I grew up there, but that still wasn't me. I still was a lone wolf.
Yeah.
You know, and even the Nigerian people that were around me, because I was battling America and Nigeria, I didn't know. And I never fit in with Nigerians. And I never fit in with Americans.
Right.
So I was so comfortable with me and loved me so much that I don't care. You guys are going to come when you guys want to come.
Eventually your tribe will find you. It's one of those
Exactly.
things where you find at some point you don't need to go searching.
No, you don't. Believe me, they will come.
Yeah.
They will come. But yeah, so when I started telling people, yeah, my name is Ijeoma, I'm like, oh, where is that from?
Okay.
So it's not like, what, huh, who?
Yeah.
No, they start questioning who I am.
Yeah.
And who I am is a big part of it's from Nigeria.
Right.
It's my family, it's my mom, it's my dad, it's my brothers. Well, you don't look like one. Well, have you seen what other people look like?
There's an assumption that we have maybe 5 or 7 faces.
Yeah.
Everyone eventually looks the same, which is, I don't know where that comes from, but that is.
Yeah, it's
like, oh, you don't look Nigerian. I'm like, really?
Well, because they think of Nigeria and they think of Africa.
Right, but I mean, there's so many different faces.
We know.
So it's a fascinating thing when people say you don't look A, B, and C. I remember meeting someone that said, like, you don't look Nigerian. I'm like, really? What do I look like? She goes, well, maybe Kenya, maybe this. I'm like, okay, so there's a look that only belongs to one country.
Can you imagine?
Then there's any other country cannot have.
And Nigeria's the worst place to be saying one look.
Like,
Because we got the rainbow.
There's so many.
It is.
Okay, so that's great. So at some point you start switching to Ijeoma. What were certain personality traits, if any, that you find yourself exhibiting or exuding more of when you are carrying this thing? By the way, what does Ijeoma mean?
Ijeoma means safe journey or God's journey, journey's blessing.
Yeah.
Oma, O-M-A is good, and then E-J is the journey.
Yeah.
So it's I-J-E-O-M-A.
Right.
So your question, the characteristic...
was there a switch in your personality and how you carried yourself and how you presented?
Can we curse on here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to use like full-on
we're fine. This is us. You can leave out whatever.
I did not give a fuck what people thought about me.
It was okay.
It was all about my happiness and my journey. Granted, I had my core morals.
Okay.
And nothing deviated from that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna steal. I'm gonna tell.
Was that always part of you?
That was always part of my core.
Okay.
Right, but
so you never had the period of insecurities of maybe I don't know.
Well, no, we all had insecurities.
Okay.
My insecurities came with my physical appearance because
Okay.
I never thought I fit in with what society thought was beautiful.
Okay.
But
that's interesting. You
yeah.
said that. And
but now, I'm like, no, I am His perfection.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
How you are.
Yeah, and my imperfections are my perfections.
Yeah.
So my characteristic, the main characteristic was self-love.
Okay.
Like, yes, I would always tell myself in my mind, in my mind, I'm good. But no, I actually voice it out to the universe to let people know, yes, no, I'm good.
Yeah. And I'm okay with it.
And I'm okay with that. Whatever you see that you don't like about me has nothing to do with me, but your own insecurity.
Right.
So check yourself.
Yeah.
I never would ever be the one to open my mouth and tell someone straight up, no, this is how you're going to treat me, or you can kick rocks.
And that's necessary.
Yeah, because I like to treat people, I give people respect and love off the bat. People say, oh, you need to earn this, you need to earn that. No, you've earned it by breathing. You start from there, yeah. You start from the respect and then everything else follows. So now you show me your true colors. Okay, is this something that is acceptable for my lifestyle? Because I'm not going to change who I am.
Yeah.
Yes, we do alter here and there because different relationships, but my core is who I am. My morals is who I am. So that's never going to change. And I'm more vocal about that now than I was when I was younger, because everything was shh, sit, be quiet.
Yeah.
Be seen, not heard.
Not heard, right.
No, you're gonna hear me.
Yeah.
But you will always see me too, because I'm not a small girl.
Right. So let's talk about, you mentioned self-love and really just acceptance, as I mentioned briefly. What does that mean for you?
Self-love for me is just, you look in the mirror fully naked, and I'm not talking about just taking off your clothes. Like fully exposing your mental state, your emotional state, your physical state, all the cells that make who you are. People, both men and women and children, are seeing women with muscles as attractive and not man.
Interesting. Okay.
Because that's one of the biggest things that women, oh, I don't want to lift that weight because then I'll start bulking up and being a man.
Right.
No, it's the supplements that make you look like a man.
Yeah.
Not the weightlifting.
Not the weightlifting.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because I did believe at some point if you lift too heavy weights, you're gonna get hard and bulky.
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's a supplement.
It's the supplements that people take that changes their voice, their facial hair, all these things. Like, it's bad.
Okay.
But lifting weights, and your body is what your body is.
Right.
Right. So it's only going to transform what you're going to allow it to transform. What it can transform, right? That's the capacity it is. But I take my mom, for example. I was trying to help her with her meal plan, and she was like, oh, no, I can't do this. This is too much carbs. This is too
much carbs?
Yeah, too much carbs. Or, no, I can't eat that. I don't like that. Breakfast, I don't have time for breakfast. Like,
like, you have to do something.
You know, so you find ways to kind of, you know, fandangle the different lifestyles, but it's a little bit easier here in America because you know the grocery stores, you know not to pull into that Jack in the Box, get into that Kroger's and go shop the outside of the grocery store because that's where all the fresh, because that's where all the fresh stuff, the produce, the veggies.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
so
that's funny. I mean, now as you say it, I can see a store.
Absolutely.
But I didn't think about it.
We go in the aisles, we get them all the preserves
That's
and
true.
you know the preservatives, and those are usually the high caloric snacks and stuff.
Right.
They're not good for you.
Right.
Higher in sugar, fructose, all that stuff is not good for
Interesting.
you.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, it's different, and I don't know why. Because and maybe you can help me. It's the food there is fresher.
The food there is fresher, as I smile, because the food there is good.
Yeah, believe me. I'm gonna eat rice. I'm gonna eat the pounded yam.
I don't know about limiting things, right?
So that's the best thing about my lifestyle, and I don't call it a diet because a diet has such a negative connotation to it.
Sounds restrictive.
Exactly.
Yeah, and once you put restrictions, then it's not.
Absolutely,
it's hard for your brain to even engage.
So
it.
there's no point. So I'm looking for longevity. So when I go back home, and there's rice there. Yeah, I want rice in my goosey soup.
Rice.
Man, I love it. With my goosey soup, my oha soup. I need my bitter leaf, all that stuff.
Fresh vegetables.
Yeah. But it's the ingredients and the produce that they use is fresh. Their meat is fresh. You see the cow. Boom, that's the cow I want. Boom, that's the goat I want. Boom, that's the hen I want.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Here in America, not so much.
Not so much, right?
You know, so that's where they do this whole organic thing, and you know,
even the organic,
non-HGMO and all this. I'm like, no, because they snap it doesn't mean that. If you want organic, grow it in your backyard.
Right, that's how you can validate for sure that it's good for you.
But you also see in Nigeria too, we don't have too much dairy.
We don't. We're not heavy on dairy.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we're really.
So we're very big on carbohydrates.
Yeah. But that's part of our problem, is it? I mean, if we say problem, I guess I wouldn't call it a problem, but in terms of just health consciousness, there is something that hasn't always been part of our norm.
It's I would say moderation.
Okay. Moderation, timing?
In terms of, not really timing, because in Nigeria, you can see like the timing is whenever you eat,
you eat.
Yeah,
right,
that's not a country that you can schedule foods in. Like you gotta work.
I guess. That's true. You're in traffic or something happens, so
you're in traffic all half the day. So you gotta eat.
That is true.
So moderation in terms of how much food am I eating when I do eat? Am I eating to sustain
portion control?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Am I eating to sustain, or am I eating too much
to make sure I'm full and I can sit
for the week?
I know you're like eating until you can.
You know, your stomach is like,
okay, good. I have done this. Now I'm good.
Exactly. So it's so those things, and then how much alcohol am I intake?
Oh yeah, that's
my intake.
We drink the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't drink.
We do those 40 ounces real well.
We just do bottles.
And believe me, I'm all about that life too. Yeah. I love my whiskey. I love my bourbons. I love my tequila, my mezcal. I love all of that.
But we don't take it all.
But I don't. That's not something I can do every day.
Yeah.
No, because for me, my goal is to be the best and the most healthy as I can be.
Right.
So there are times where I will go a month or 6 weeks. So 4 to 6 weeks of clean eating. Water only. No alcohol.
4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. And then I may do a weekend of just do whatever I want to do. Right. Go buy a box of pizza and share it with my friends, or go have a margarita.
Go enjoy
do whatever, because again, it's a balance.
Right.
It's a
you
lifestyle.
can't live a restrictive lifestyle.
No, that's why I don't do diet. So then, when people say, "Oh, what diet are you on now?" I was like, "I'm not on a diet, but this is what I'm eating."
This is what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah. So. And it helps save money too.
Yeah, well, that does make sense, especially if it's just in little increments.
Yeah.
Did you work out when you went back to Nigeria? Did you?
No, I didn't. No, they do actually have CrossFit places there now.
Okay.
And
that's pretty cool.
So for it to be called CrossFit, you have to be CrossFit affiliated.
Okay.
But the movements are not CrossFit owned.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Okay.
So you can do boot camp
Okay.
and still do deadlifts and bench and powerlifting or
But
and
you
Olympic
can't call
lifting.
it CrossFit.
But you can't call it actually a CrossFit gym.
I got you.
Right?
Okay.
But there's still movements and still workouts
Mm-hmm.
that you can do and strength training that you can do anywhere.
Yeah.
Even in your garage or in your bedroom, doing
Yeah.
push-ups, sit-ups, burpees,
Awesome.
great workout. I hate them, but it's a great
But
workout.
great workout.
Yeah.
Would you ever, because I have seen, quite often I've heard and seen people who develop a passion here, be it Zumba or in your case, CrossFit, and then they go back home and do something where they're doing like weekend trainings or monthly sessions, something, or
Yeah.
the small gyms. Is that something you would ever consider doing?
I would love to do that.
Okay.
I would love to do that. I actually talked to one of my good friends that's in Nigeria, and I asked him, I was like, dude, where are these gyms at? Do they have CrossFit? And he was showing me these different gyms and boxes that actually are CrossFit affiliated
I see.
and do CrossFit movements. I was
Nice.
like, wow, I would.
That's
So
pretty
next
awesome.
time I go,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Next time I go, I'm gonna try them out and see how it is.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the videos and the pictures and
Right.
the website. I'm like, okay,
This is pretty cool.
legit.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
You know, and I just love that everyone is being more health conscious, whatever that is to you. You know, everybody's goal is an individualized thing, and I love that everybody's pushing for that.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about CrossFit, physical fitness, and our culture in terms of your parents. Do they have opinions of the fact that you like working out? And
Oh, they think I do it too much.
they think you do it
You're
too
gonna look
much?
like a man. Stop.
Why are they?
Why your biceps popping out? Stop.
Why are they popping out? Why are they?
Is that a six pack? Why do you have a six
They
pack?
don't. They don't like six. I thought six packs are sexy anyway.
Not on parents.
No, well, not on
Go
parents.
and get married. Stop pumping gym.
All right, so let's do that. Repeat that. Go and get married. Stop popping gin.
Stop
What does
pumping
popping?
gin.
Oh, pumping.
Pumping
Stop
gin,
popping
pumping
gin. That's hilarious. So,
Yeah.
all right. So that means you're getting the marriage pressure. Or the
Of course.
marriage
I mean,
thing.
you get that when you get in high school. first diploma said, oh, okay, good job. Where's your
Where's
husband?
your husband? Like, start getting a husband in high school.
No.
How does that make you feel?
At first it annoyed me.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like it. At first, I was so against marriage.
You were against
I
marriage?
was against it. Because
Why?
of the
So
pressure.
general, okay.
Because of the pressure on it. It's like I accomplished so much in my career and in my education, but you don't see me as worthy because I'm not a missus.
That's the only.
That's
sense
the
of
biggest accomplishment
yeah.
that a Nigerian woman can offer,
Yeah.
is her getting married.
Right.
Oh,
Well.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Then once you do it, then they set the standard. No,
Oh yeah, not kids.
right, it doesn't.
Why
end.
don't have one?
Yeah, I have one. Then there's two.
Two.
Oh,
So-
no, boy. Then you
Oh.
don't have a boy. It's you know.
Oh, okay. The first one wasn't a boy. She tried. Nah. So only girls. What happened? It's like Jesus.
like the woman can never win.
Never.
You can never win.
Again, for
It's just-
me,
Yeah.
I was like, this is my life.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do. You can join it,
Right.
or you can bounce. It's.
Yeah.
I'm not begging you.
So I imagine you mentioned you have 4 brothers, so
Yeah.
you're the only girl.
Yeah.
And your mom, of course, being traditional Nigerian mom. As much as you're against marriage, how do you, I'm sure you have this conversation
No,
with
I won't.
her.
I'm not against it
You
now.
were,
I
right,
were.
you
Yeah,
were.
yeah, yeah.
Did something switch? Or like what caused the switch? When did you become more, I guess, accepting or interested, if you are? When did the switch happen and why?
So I'm like taking out the trash.
You don't. So it wasn't
Somebody come and take my trash out for me.
You want the houseboy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it sounds like. I don't know if it's marriage. I think that sounds like a houseboy. But you know what? Fair enough.
No, all jokes aside.
No,
No, I mean,
no,
there's some
yeah,
truth to that.
there's some
But
truth to it.
no, for me, it was really just the companionship.
Yeah.
It can be real,
Yeah.
and I've seen it with other people, and I'm like, oh wow, so you can be friends.
Yeah.
It's
Not
not
just what you've.
Yeah, and you know, before my dad passed, you know, I saw him become more of a human, like
Okay.
more of a boyfriend.
Okay.
He was my mom's, husband,
Yeah.
but they've been together for over 30 something years. So
Yeah.
he started being more playful.
You saw the friendship
Yeah.
more so than just
Exactly.
we're working, we're doing this, we're
Yeah.
raising kids. It was more we're actually friends. We're
Yeah,
interacting.
we're enjoying each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted that kind of relationship that regardless of what it is,
Yeah.
we still enjoy each other. So I didn't see that growing up from none of the people that I was around. Even my peers that were married, I was like, oh, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not
Yeah.
for me. That's not for me. Because then I'll be married 10 times.
Right, because
I'd be married 10 times, so
Right.
it's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm just chill and do my thing and
Yeah.
just be happy.
yeah.
But yeah, so the switch for me was maybe 2-3 years ago, again, for me understanding who I am, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be in a relationship if I'm not comfortable and loving who I am.
Who you are, of course.
So now that I know
that
I'm a
puts
very,
a lot of pressure on the other
Exactly,
person
they
too
don't
to
know.
have to love you when you're not
Yeah.
able to quite do it well yourself.
exactly.
So yeah.
So that's what I said, the self-worth, the self-love, finding my passion, finding, what makes me happy. Because I don't want to find that in a person.
It has to be you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I found that, I'm like, oh wow, okay, I can bring somebody along and expose him to this. And he can expose me to his happy
space,
world.
right.
Yeah, and we'll have that little small little, when
Right.
you do your little diagram.
But you're both your own
Yeah,
individual, and
exactly.
then the mix becomes this new creation that you put
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
How is it being really into fitness? And well, first of all, do you have, and I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this question.
Okay.
A preference. Do you have a preference for our Nigerian African men versus I'm just open to?
No, I'm open to
Okay.
to different
To whatever
races.
the world
yeah.
brings to you.
Yeah, whatever the universe brings, as long as it fits me,
Right.
then
That's what
I
it
mean.
is.
and-
Do your parents care?
Of course.
Because I know, and that's,
It's
that's
funny.
the balance, right?
My dad, he was like Nigerian from has to be, from the this
Cousin from
village.
Bano.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Sure.
have you seen y'all stock?
Yeah.
But this
Right,
is
but
great.
that's
Tell me
just
about
what
before
your
my brothers.
exposure is.
But yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm not there. Don't limit me. And my mom was like, in the back, go on,
No.
it's okay.
Do what works for you.
If it's
Don't you
Chinese,
just
bring
love
it's
it?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And my mom's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But as such, yeah.
She's like, do whatever. I'll work on him.
Exactly, yes.
I will work on
You'll
him.
be
It's
okay. I'll
Yeah.
work on him. I know
Yeah.
how to do these things.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
Just do your stuff.
Just do you. Be happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I take both, into consideration. But yeah, the pressure is always there. Being the only girl, the pressure, it never goes.
Do you have internal pressure?
I did.
Okay, you did.
Yeah, in my early 30s, so I'm in my mid 30s right now. In my early 30s, I did. I was like, okay, when I hit 32, that's it. I'm gonna get married.
It has to happen.
I'm gonna have kids.
Put it on your list of goals.
Let me
for the
tell
year.
you, I have my calendar.
Yeah.
I have everything. I'm a very calculated person.
Yeah.
Everything is on a calendar. I have a timestamp for everything. So when 32 hit, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. Do I want to do it? No, I'm not ready. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe if I just adopt a baby.
Oh, interesting. You thought about just
Yeah.
going that route.
Yeah.
Okay.
And mom was like, well, my dad was
What
like,
happened to
what's wrong with you?
Why do you want to do that?
Why do you-
got married and then?
Yeah, you have your own.
You're right.
And I'm like, my mom's like, well, have your own first. See, my mom is so, like, she knows how to do things. Have your own first. And then if you want to adopt,
Then you
adopt.
can adopt too.
But have the beauty of both, because they're both yours. It's like, oh, okay.
Like we'll
All right,
explore.
we'll explore, yeah, we can explore it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. I was like, my everyone, society was like, well, you have to have a baby at this time, or you won't have it. You won't be able to get
You
pregnant.
won't be able to get pregnant.
Yeah, that's right.
This, all the pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, why would you tell me that?
That's
But
the
it didn't work
life,
out.
right?
Well, yeah, for whatever the universe it didn't happen at 32. And then I'm starting to see more people in their 40s having their
kids.
first
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm good. I got time.
Like you will get to it when you get to it.
Yeah.
I think our culture also makes it you have society in general, and then you have sort of the African woman syndrome, where it's
Yeah.
like, this is your purpose. This is where you bring value. Everything else, is in addition to your ability to have 5 children and take care of the
that's
home
good.
and make sure all this is
That's
you
good.
know,
Yeah, you're
done. So sometimes it's hard for us because now you have to balance what you see, and you see other people, other cultures, and some people choosing not to have any at all, versus your culture that constantly tells you this is what you have to do. You have nothing. Da, 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 da. So
Yeah.
it's always a thing of really just us
absolutely.
trying
Oh,
to
your cousin
balance.
that's in, you know, South Africa,
Right.
she went and married
Right.
and had
And
10
she has
kids.
5 kids, and you're here. Your mates. Your mates.
You have your pumping iron.
Mates,
Go
you're
ahead, give
pumping iron. So that's a different thing. You're literally pumping the gym. You're pumping the gym instead of having children.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the fabulous thing is your core is gonna be perfect.
I'm telling you, the bounce back is gonna be
It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so then I will go back to dating, being active in the gym.
Yes.
And dating.
Yes.
How do men feel?
Man,
about
it's
that?
hard. It is so hard. The reason why it's hard, because they are ready and available. They're all over the place.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh.
it's like you almost
Because
like,
you're in the gym.
yeah, you're in the gym, so you see people in their raw state. So
Right.
you know, you do have those girls that go in and just take selfies, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not her. I'm do-rag
You're
up.
pumping.
I'm pumping like I'm there. I'm trying to get my
Right.
sweat on. I'm trying to burn these calories
Right.
and whatever goal I set for that month, I'm trying to attain it. So I'm very tunnel visioned. So if I get flirted with or whatever, I totally miss it.
Yeah.
And my friends are like, "Really? Are you just
You're
that naive?"
just not
I'm
paying
like,
attention.
"I'm not paying attention because
Yeah.
that's not my goal."
Right.
But they're there, and I think it's almost like they rotate each other. Like
Interesting.
the men and the women, they're all like
Everyone's dating.
everyone's there.
like
Yeah,
a-
it's a small circle of people.
Almost
Yeah,
like
it's a village.
incestuous type
Yeah.
village.
It is.
Right.
It is. And I never knew about that until I got in. And I'm like, oh, but you were dating this person.
It's like, oh yeah, but they're done, and now we're gonna date you.
And so I am not bred that way.
Okay.
I am not bred that way. People are like, man, are you sure you're not? No, believe me, I'm very much into men.
Well, okay.
Yeah, because you start to see that as well, that the community tends to be very lesbian and gay sometimes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
loving that and understanding that, yeah, okay, I wish my hair was a little bit longer, or I wish my, I don't know, I had bigger boobs naturally, or
Yeah.
a bigger butt naturally, or a smaller waist,
Right.
whatever the world perceives as perfection.
Mm.
Because everybody's perfection is different, right?
Right.
Perception is real to the individual.
Of course.
So my perception of myself is that no one's going to love me the way I love myself.
Okay.
No one's going to take care of me the way I take care of myself, because I know myself. I know what's going to happen before it happens.
Right.
So that to me embodies accepting, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm not perfect. I may not be able to jump higher than the next person. I may not be able to squat lower than the next person, or I may not be able to cook it well as the next girl, or I may not have the biggest car. Whatever the material, whatever the external
Whatever it
things
is,
I know internally I'm whole.
Yeah.
And to me, that's my way of self-love and going by the day being happy and being feeling blessed.
Have you always felt that way?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. And it wasn't until I became, started realizing that people's words towards me have nothing to do with me. It's their
Yeah.
own issues. And
When did that realization come about?
full on 100%, full throttle, I would say I've been living in that body for a good 2-3 years.
Okay.
When it started like chipping down to that core, to that place where I am now, it started when I finished my master's degree.
Okay.
And I started battling with my weight.
Okay. So finishing the master's, that's when you started gaining weight, or?
No, I started
That's what you
gaining.
said.
I started gaining weight uncontrollably when I left high school.
Okay.
So I've always been an active person.
Okay.
I stand almost 6 feet tall. I'm like 5'11".
Yeah.
Without heels.
Hey. It's like, yeah.
And I wear my heels. So I've I always been active: basketball, volleyball, jumping hurdles, running track. Those were always my thing because I have very long limbs, very long legs. I've always been a tomboy. I have 4 brothers. That's all I did.
Right.
You know, me in a dress, you probably would never ever see that. Sweats, a hair bag, braids up, whatever it is. I was your boy.
Yeah.
I stopped playing basketball because I got hurt, and I didn't want to go through surgery.
Okay.
I'm like, no, let me focus on my education and figure out what I want to do with making money, because I was always about securing my nest.
Yeah.
Didn't know where that was or what it looked like, but I wanted to start having financial freedom.
Freedom and security.
And security,
And
yes.
of course, the parents probably helped
Absolutely.
infuse that consciousness
Absolutely.
of the financial, because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
To make sure you're fine.
Very
and
true.
Excel. So,
Very true. So, I never changed or understood the relationship with food.
Okay.
There is a relationship with food.
Of course.
Didn't know that.
Okay.
So I still ate what I wanted to eat because I'm like, oh, I'm good. Didn't realize it until I ballooned up to 325 pounds.
325?
Yes.
Wow.
325.
Wow. That's, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that until I was done with school, because everything, I was so tunneled on school and everything. That was my goal.
So there was no physical activity during this period?
No.
Okay.
Very, very, not what I used to
Not
do.
what you used to, because your body was used to instead of being
exactly.
active
I was
all the
doing
time.
3-4 hours a day. Like
Right.
that was my part-time job.
All right.
So I full throttle to nothing.
Wow. Okay.
And didn't realize the changes, and nobody was really telling me. And the guy I was dating, he like, all right, more cushion for the pushing.
Yeah.
So nothing, and the way my body's built, the way I distribute weight is different.
Right.
You
So
know?
you didn't probably notice.
I didn't notice
you're
it.
tall.
Exactly. So I didn't really notice it. I didn't really notice it until first job was with ExxonMobil, and I was still doing my master's degree, so I wasn't really being active. When I started traveling for work after ExxonMobil, I was at Walmart. I was pushing a cart, normal activity, getting snacks at Walmart.
Right.
And I started wheezing, and my lower back started to hurt.
Can I ask how old you were?
I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
Early 20s. I can't give you like exact number. Early 20s.
So
I give you a range,
idea.
right? Yeah, I give you early 20s. And I'm like, man, this is not, this is not right. And I'm wheezing. Like I can hear myself breathe. And I was out of breath by just walking. I'm like, no.
Because at this point you hadn't gone back
I didn't know. Even my month, annual visits, I rarely was doing that because I was not getting sick. I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor. I stepped on that scale. I looked around like,
who else is on this? Who's with me on this?
Because I mean, in high school, I was always like 190, 195. But it's a different, again, because the way I'm built is different. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
And the doctor told me he wanted to put me on thyroid medicine to regulate my thyroids. And I was like, what's that?
Right. What's going on?
What's going on? Like, I'm a math head. I'm accounting degree, finance degree. You're talking biology. I took biology 1 and 2, and I just took it so I can graduate to move on to the next thing. Like, I'm not into this. What is thyroids? What's this?
Right.
So I looked all this up, and I was like, I'm not taking. I bought the pills. I took it, and I was like, is this something that I have to be on for the rest of my life? He said, yes.
Oh wow.
Unless you want to lose weight, but we still have to make sure your thyroids are regulated.
Interesting.
So he never talked to me about obesity. He never talked to me about hypertension. He never talked about diabetes or anything else. It was just my thyroid. So I'm looking like, okay, if I'm not pre-diabetic, I'm still a healthy person.
Right.
But yes, I'm heavy. I'm obese. I'm overweight.
Right.
So why is my thyroid's off? And he said, well, usually you can also opt for surgery. When he said surgery, I was like, nope.
We're not doing this.
I'm not doing surgery. No.
You avoided in the beginning.
If I ain't do surgery on my knees, I'm not doing surgery on no thyroids. And it's around my neck, so I'm having no. So I said, no no to the pills.
Yeah. You said no to the pills.
I said I bought the pills, and I said,
Okay.
but I told myself I'm not taking this, and I told him I'm not. I'll see you. I told him I said I'll see you in 1 month,
Okay.
and he was like, okay. I said this is the last time you're going to see this number on me,
All right.
and he's like, okay, and he's like, I believe you.
Okay.
I said, okay. You don't have to believe it, but I'm telling you.
Right.
So I saw him again in another month, and I dropped. My goal was to be under 300. So I had different goals throughout my life.
Okay.
And my goal was to be under 300 by the time I saw him.
Okay.
And it was 290. And he was
And that was in a month?
And that was in a month.
All right.
So he was like, okay, whatever it is that you're doing, go for it.
Okay.
You're good.
What were you doing?
Cardio.
Cardio the whole time?
All I was doing was cardio.
Okay.
So again, I didn't know my relationship with food. I was still eating what I wanted to eat, but I was back to being active.
You were working out a little
I was working
bit.
out. So, but I was only doing cardio.
Okay.
And it helped, but then I started plateauing.
Okay.
So again, it's just that relationship with food, meeting different people through my journey that helped me understand where I am now.
Okay. And where are you now?
In terms of what?
Physically.
Oh,
where
I'm
are you?
good.
Do you still work out?
Oh yeah, It's my obsession. I like to say, everybody has their habits, their hobbies, and I do CrossFit. So yeah, so it's a Metcon type of deal.
I was gonna say, what is CrossFit?
So CrossFit it embodies so the philosophy of CrossFit is this: that you're able to pull, push, and pull your body weight. Okay. So if you're in any kind of emergency situation, you're able to take care of yourself. Okay. You're able to pull yourself up, you're able to push away something, you're able to lift something.
Oh wow, okay.
At least your body weight. That's the goal for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they incorporate also nutrition, which is the key. Okay. That's the foundation in anything and everything you want to do in life. It's what are you putting in your body? What are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you smelling? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? All of those things that are in your body is going to incorporate. It basically encompasses who you are, and how you view life, and how you take care of yourself and other people. Okay. So, nutrition was a big thing. I'm good at throwing weight. I'll throw weight. I'll jump this. I'll do that. That's just who I am. I like to be active. So you get the fun of and the experience of changes from different workouts. You can lift weights. It can be Ollie or Olympic lifting, or it can be powerlifting, bench, deadlifts, power cleans.
You do all of that?
I do all of that.
Okay. Do you teach?
I do teach as well.
Okay.
I do instruct now.
Awesome.
Which is something new as well, because I never thought that would ever be anything I do.
Right.
But that is something that I am doing, and I love doing it because I love helping people. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I have a servant heart, so I like to help and serve people.
How long have you been teaching?
I've been coaching CrossFit for about not even a year yet. Okay. All right. So this summer, this is very new. So this summer, end of this summer, 2020 will make it a year. So I'm still learning because again, one thing I love about CrossFit is that it can be the first timers, it can be the veterans. You learn from everyone that you teach. Right. And they're able to learn from you as well. Every coach, have their own different techniques on how to teach and how to engage the class. Some movements may be hard. Some people may not be able to squat. Some people may not be able to do a push-up. Some people may not be able to do a sit-up. You do get that question asked quite a bit. Okay. And I'm like, no. I'm very, very much into my femininity, and I love who I am. Right. There are men that I've dated, and they always ask, well, is it, I don't really work out like you do. Okay. So my stomach may be a little bit.
Oh, like they're intimidated.
Yeah,
a little bit. Okay.
No, not a little bit. Oh. Men are very much intimidated.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it's like, Okay.
In those scenarios, what are they asking? Like just to tell.
So
what
can
are
you
they-
train me? They go into the
Oh,
whole
I
"can you
see.
train me" thing. I'm like, dude, do you want to go on a date or do you want me to train you? Because it's totally different mindset. Because once I put you in the friend zone, you're gonna be upset.
You're done.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna look good, but you're gonna be mad.
You're done.
Because
I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not doing this.
Date and then
No.
I'll take it to the gym. That's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
That's
So
not
what do
gonna
you want to do? They're like, no, we're not. I'm not here for your friend. I'm
Yeah.
not here for friendship.
Right.
But I don't mind, and I like that because to me, it's you want to get into my world, right? And I can learn from you what you're used to doing, what you're used to eating. But I'm gonna tell you straight up. What are you eating?
Right. This is good.
And most men that I've dated, most men that I've dated, I've done their meal preps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done their meal preps for them. I'm like, okay, what are you eating? What can you eat? What times do you normally eat? Okay, have you thought about this? Do you like this? Do you like this? And you start seeing differences in men very quickly.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
said
In their
specifically
physique.
in men, you can see differences. Women,
Yeah.
it's harder to see the differences.
Well, I'm not dating women, so I don't know
No,
what
but
they
I'm
do.
just saying, well, okay, so that's not it. But in terms of
No, but
tracking on physical,
but yeah, oh yeah.
I was just into that.
You do see that part
Yeah,
of it.
okay.
Yeah, you see it, but the men that I've dated, I can see instantly
The
their
changes,
their cheeks are not as chunky
Yeah.
anymore, slim down a
Interesting.
little bit on their face, and that's just changing their eating habits.
Interesting.
And I try to do small little things. Okay, let's do a monthly challenge.
I see.
Monthly
Okay.
challenge of push-ups.
Yeah.
Monthly challenge of core work or burpees
Yeah.
or do this many miles a month. So again, that's a way of us building intimacy.
Does that always work out? Or sometimes
Absolutely.
it get super competitive? I mean, how does that happen?
I've never dated a man that wanted to compete with me.
Okay. That's good. I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes it was like, wait, I can do this. I'm gonna now try to show you that I can do it too.
No, but to me, I like competition as well. As long as it's healthy,
Okay.
like you push me, I'll push you,
Right.
and we're all good.
Right.
We're all going towards a better us.
Makes
know.
sense.
But yeah, I when it becomes I want to beat you because you're a woman and I should be able to do more.
But
than you.
sometimes men will be sad.
Yeah, and then I've had men tell me that.
Yeah.
How are you able to do that? You're a girl.
Right. Ouch.
Like, wow.
Like we're human first.
So you and I will not be dating.
Yeah. That's
Your
tough.
mental capacity is not where I need it to be.
Yeah, that's tough. Have you ever gotten the question about? Have you ever received the question about homosexuality or lesbianism from our culture, or maybe your parents? Like you mentioned that in the gym sometimes you would see that. Outside of the gym in our community, is that something that you see or hear? Have you ever?
No, I've never. No one has ever asked me that out in the blue.
Just based on how you look.
Yeah.
Just being into the gym.
No, they're just
Pumping
like
iron.
what's your goal?
Okay. Like
Ajay, Ijeoma, you've already won. What are you going for?
Yeah.
Like, what is all this?
Yeah. What about goals? Do you compete?
I have competed twice. I've done 2 competitions. One
Okay.
was just weightlifting competition,
Right.
and the other one was actually a CrossFit competition. I didn't train for neither one of them. I went in cold turkey,
Okay.
but it was great.
Just to
And
try it out?
Just try it out. I have a competitive spirit growing up playing basketball and volleyball, so group and team oriented competitions I prefer.
Okay.
So do I compete? I've been asked to do the bodybuilding thing, and I thought about it. Then I'm like, I have a friend that did it. The discipline, I tip my hat off to those ladies and gents that get on that stage and get judged on their body.
And you say you had a friend.
Yeah, I had a friend that did it, so I was with her, not 100%, but I saw her journey, and when we went to go support her in Galveston, I was like, holy crap, seeing these people and all these things that they're doing to their body, and it's amazing, the women's physique.
Yeah.
The woman's body is amazing. Even the men's body is amazing. Just the way we can transform.
Right. Change, literally morph it into something else. Right.
I'm just like blown away. And, again, this is for me. I just knew it wasn't my sport, but I do respect the sport, and I do respect the athletes that actually participate in that sport.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I'm just gonna put a general question out there. What's next?
What's next?
Yeah.
Oh man.
physical fitness. You've started coaching now. Personal life. What's next?
Yeah.
Ideally, what's next?
Next 2-3 years, I just want to continue to tap into Ijeoma.
Okay.
In terms of if it's more competitions or if it's helping people, because I know that, again, that's my core. Is always to help and educate people as much as I can, and be educated as well, learn from people.
Yeah.
So I still want to build on my network of individuals, both in the gym, outside of the gym, all across cultures. Even when I travel, I love to deal with the locals and, you know, get an understanding and talk to them, see where their mindset is, because it helps me put a perspective on where I want to be. Relationship wise, if he comes, I'm ready for it. And it'll be great.
Yeah.
Whatever life throws at me, it's gonna be great. I love it. My career, with a great company right now, and I'm just really happy.
That's awesome.
And I just want to maintain that happiness.
Yeah, that's a good place to be. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. I usually tell my
you.
guests before we wrap up to you have the floor to ask me a question. So this is the time you can interview me if you have any questions you want to ask. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine too. This is about us getting to know you. So yeah, if you have any questions for me.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I love this platform that you're doing, and
Thank you.
I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Where are you gonna go with this? What's your next steps in this? What's your short-term goal? Let me ask the wild question.
Okay.
What is your short-term goal and long-term goal with this podcast platform you have?
All right. So what are the simple dreams and the wild dreams? I guess,
Absolutely.
Right? So simple dreams.
Throw it out to the universe.
Yeah. No, simple dream. This, as I mentioned, I think I said this probably off camera. This was really birthed from a thought that we African immigrants do not talk about our stories. And I don't know, maybe people don't really need to hear it, but the point is most people outside of people with our experience do not know what it's like for some of us. Really, you come here at 6 years old, moving to a new country, trying to adjust, moving from an African country, it's different. Me coming in at 14, going into high school, it's different. People that come at 21, it's different. And quite often, I don't think that we share it enough to give other people perspective or even help other people understand. Like, let's imagine someone in Nigeria is watching and they're just curious about what you're doing, right? It helps, like, oh my God, I heard of this girl that came here at 6 years old and did this, and eventually this is how she got into it, and now I'm gonna think about something else I can do. So it just helps to share the stories, to build a sense of community outside of just yourself and your smaller group, and really provide examples for other people, right? People never know all that they can reach for until they see someone else doing it. So personally, I mean, even me just doing this, I think this is an example of someone else who wants to do a podcast and decides to use their house or something to start recording, and you, the CrossFit, with your personal life, with really just switching up the story about, hey, I'm physically active, you might tell me I need meds or surgery, and I'm choosing to do something different. That is an example for someone else too, right? And on a larger scale, wild dreams, I don't know, a documentary for Netflix or CNN or something where someone calls me and says, hey, we want to pay you to travel the world and go talk to people in Africa about life and circumstances and, you know, their perspectives and stories. I don't know. But I'm willing to just say to the universe, I will take my first step. This is my first step. I am putting in the work. Show me what you have.
I love it.
And that's really where
I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. I always tell people, if there's anything you want, regardless if it's wild or bizarre, who cares?
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Look at Apple. Look at Walt Disney. Like, just do it.
Because ultimately, we're gonna die, and the ideas that you have in you will either die with you.
Absolutely.
Or they are birthed.
So let's build our legacy.
Yeah.
Let's start now and start birthing beautiful ideas and letting the universe accept and take in what we're gonna give to them.
And let's just do it.
I love it.
So thank you. This is Ijeoma. Thank you for joining us. If someone wants to get in touch with you, social media platforms, where can they find you?
I.am.ijoma at that's IG,
Instagram?
that's Instagram.
Okay.
And it's Ijeoma Uzuru, and on Facebook.
How do you spell Uzuru?
Uzowuru.
Okay.
And that is actually my actual
the
village,
last-
my village name.
Right. It's like,
Village last
we all
name.
have it. That's fine. That's the community name. The name
Yeah, the community,
Yeah, that's who you
absolutely.
are.
But yeah, you can send me a message if there's anything that you'd like me
Questions.
to,
Meal
expound on.
plans.
Meal
Yeah.
plans. I can help you with that. I definitely do have a network of people that can help with training advice and nutritional advice, and if you ever just want to pick my brain on something outside of that,
Yeah.
just
Do you do fitness videos?
I do. It's
Okay.
on my IG.
Okay.
I have not posted anything lately because
Okay.
I've been on vacation.
Yeah.
But it's coming back.
It'll-
It's coming back, and I'm gonna get that on.
Awesome. Awesome. And I am Ezewani Abi. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And if you have any questions, you can reach me and find us on Foshty_TY on Instagram, or personally at Zaya_Felix. Thank you again.
Thank
This
you.
is Foshty.